one of the best decisions I ever made in my life, or actually it wasn't even my own idea, but one of the best decisions I ever made was adopt a cat, my wonderful boy, Junie. Because I think he teaches me more about life than I think any person ever will. And it's not for the things, it's simply because that he's perfectly content with life no matter what's going on. Problems will happen. One of the things about him that's just a joy is food is exciting for him. Food is like his number one thing. And I think it's so funny that I got a cat that just loves food so much. Like if I'm in the kitchen cooking something or making anything and a crumb falls down, he will go after it. My roommate has a cat. And here's the gross thing about cats. Cats vomit all the time. Not all the time, but they vomit on a regular basis. Just keep that in mind. If that other cat vomits, his face, so like this is the other cat, this is Junie. He'll be right there. He'll be right by his face. Like he'll try to eat it. Like food is just that exciting for him. And it's so interesting having a cat that eats so much, because I struggled with eating. To this day, I struggle with food. Binge eating is bad. I've binged eat my entire life. I've gotten better with food, but there are still moments where if I'm bored, even if I'm not hungry, there's just the enjoyment of having food in my mouth. I will keep eating. I remember one time, and this was when I was under the influence. I just kind of looked in the fridge and I ate and ate and ate and ate and ate. This is going to get kind of gross, but I mean, it's true. It's what happened. I ate and ate and ate and ate and ate and ate and ate. And then I vomited it all out. And I just remember seeing that. And it was just like, it was essentially it was like a stew. Stews are chunky. So it was just like, I didn't even eat any of it. I enjoyed the process of eating it, but I wasn't eating it. I was just doing it for the sake of flavor. I remember I used to buy those 25 pack gums, those extra big ones. And I could go through that in like 2 days. And then I slowly learned, I'm just chewing on gum because it's a habit, like if I just stopped doing it, I wouldn't care afterwards, so that's something I learned. But for my cat, that was a huge segue, by the way, that was like a huge tangent. But for my cat, I think he's always going to be like that. I think he's always going to, like, if he sees food, he's just going to go after it. And, it's my job as the caretaker to make sure he's not doing it unhealthily, but he just doesn't care. The way he is has never affected him mentally, He gets himself into trouble and he learns, he does learn, I should not do this. I should not, he does learn what to do and what not to do, but he doesn't let that affect his mood, at all. He'll still be as happy as he's willing to be. He'll keep his style. Nothing. He doesn't let other people influence him. He just does his own thing. And I love that about him. I love it. I love it so much. I think it is true. You know, like cats don't fight for your attention. You fight for their attention. And I think there's a lot of relationship building there when you are with someone, and despite all the problems, all the inconveniences that go about in the relationship, you do it simply because you love them. And I think that is the most fulfilling thing in my life since graduating college is my cat, you know. And every time I look at photos of my cat, I always think to myself, I have not taken enough photos with him. I have not done enough things with him. I have disappointed him by working and just not being at home enough with him, developing an even stronger bond. And you know what he's doing? Sleeping, eating, playing with either the toys or the other cat, even though the other cat doesn't really like playing all too much. That's just what he does, you know? And I just think that's awesome. I think that's super duper awesome.